What's up, guys? One trade today for April Fool's Day, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit disappointed with how I traded today, mainly just because one, I did miss a big move, and for those of you guys that traded today, you guys probably know what I'm talking about. I missed a couple of big moves, if I'm being totally honest. I think I'll come back at the end of the trade recap from today and kind of break down to you guys what my thought process was going into like the rest of the day. But I took one trade on stream this morning, so the win streak continues. Haven't lost a trade on stream in over a week, and that one trade that we lost a week ago, exactly to the day, was only a 15-point loser. So we have been very green for quite a while now, which, knock on wood, not trying to jinx that at all. But yeah, guys, enjoy this recap. I'll be back after that, and I'll kind of go over what my thought process was, the rest of the day, and why I'm a little bit disappointed in some of the moves that I missed out on. Yo, 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 good morning, guys. Apologies for the delay. It was not on purpose, even though it's April Fool's Day, so it kind of would have been fitting. April Fool's, good morning. Good morning, guys. Was kind of looking at the same thing, so jumping up here to the daily. Obviously, new monthly candle, guys, as of today. And we traded up into a daily inefficiency that was left after yesterday's close. And you can see that as of right now, we seem to be still respecting that, and dropping down here to the 1 hour. We have price traded up into this 1 hour inefficiency and 1 hour order block. And we'll see if this ends up holding and wanting to send price lower. If it does, then I'm bearish. I would say though, if price can trade above this level and respect, I would be open to playing longs from this 1 hour inversion up into this inefficiency up in here. I told you guys that the 4 hour inefficiency yesterday was catching my eye. And I believe we traded up into it on ES. We haven't traded up into it yet on NQ. So this 4 hour gap in here that also overlaps with this breaker here. So this low, extend this across about equilibrium of this fair value gap. I really like that about 700 level. That would not surprise me one bit to see price want to dig up into this, to be honest, which I mentioned yesterday. So we'll see if we get that or not. Like I said, kind of open to whatever price wants to show today. And I'm gonna kind of base it off of what we do with this 1 hour. So yeah, if we hold this level and then ultimately show respect and start displacing lower on the lower time frames, I would probably just look to play shorts to internal and external lows. But yeah, if this totally gets disrespected in 30 minutes time, we get to the end of the hour and we trade through here, I like the longs to about the 700-ish level. But yeah, this is why I did not care to. I mean, this 1 minute price could still play out. Obviously, if we're bullish in the 1 hour is going to flip. That 1 hour bearish gap is going to flip. I would expect this 1 minute price action to hold, right? We got a bullish breaker here. You got this gap that was left here. But you guys could see how this could easily fail, flush lower, and then if you just scale up to the 1 hour, you're going to see this and be like, "Oh, what an idiot. How could I have how could I have missed such a thing?" If I can make a case for both directions, especially as I go up in time frame, I just feel like it's best to just sit here and wait for it to be more clear, which might mean that it might mean that I could miss a move, yeah. But I would rather miss a move than take a loss. 3 minutes left on this 1 hour candle. It looks like it will respect this 1 hour gap, but guys, we'll drop down in time frame once this 1 hour candle closes. Yeah, I see the 5 minute IFVG. I got the 5 minute chart right here. Price is like kind of giving me a little bit of seek and destroy vibes right now, to be honest. There's really nothing here yet, guys, to be honest, in my humble opinion, at least. But I am favoring downside here. I just don't want to get caught trading in a range. Yeah, we did create this 5 minute inversion. It just looks kind of choppy and messy right now, which I don't love. So I am not in anything at the moment. Like I said, I do favor downside here. Just like framing a trade right now is a little difficult. I'm gonna give this short a try on my Trade Evade account here. I'm gonna not touch this on my Top Step X accounts right now. My plan is though, if we get a candle closure really back above 930, I'm probably gonna cut this trade off. This is a big stop, so I don't want to get too much. This is a 150k sized account, but this is a big stop for one mini. This is a funded 150k. Any lower, I'll probably remove risk because we'll be tapping a weekly open. This is so high resistance right now, guys. Pretty choppy. It is giving me seek and destroy vibes. To be honest, not seek and destroy. We'll see. I mean, it could turn into seek and destroy. I'm saying it's giving me those vibes. I'm not saying this is exactly seek and destroy. We'll find out though. I went ahead and took the risk off, guys. We traded down, just tapped weekly open. I want to see Asia low here. Be nice. Just take low hanging fruit today. ES is definitely the weaker. My weekly bias, I don't know. I don't really have like a strong weekly bias this week. NFP week, so yeah, I don't know. I'm just going off reading what price is giving me, really. Macro is over here, guys. I'm watching this low here. I want to see close below for me to stay in this. All right, staying in it for now. All right. I went ahead and hopped out there. I'm not going to fight these last couple of ticks here. See if it gives the rest of this. About 15 points left to the Asia low here. I think it still should, but we are trading through that low on ES already. So I don't want to have a situation where we bounce here and we're generating more liquidity for later. This has been, I don't know, to me it's been kind of high resistance today so far. Avoid disaster here. So I ended up getting filled at 357.50. Exited at 303 and a quarter. Happy with that exit. Looking at this candle here. Let's see what it wants to do. Immediate rebalance on the 5-minute. Look at that wick, bro. Wicks really do be doing that damage, eh? Shit. Let's take this off as well. Well, that looks weak. So, yeah, cleared a little bit over 50 points on that. All right, guys, welcome back. Let's jump into some charts really quick. And I just want to show you guys why I'm a little bit disappointed in myself going into like the rest of the day. Because if you guys rewind to the beginning of this and you guys heard me going over kind of my analysis like in the beginning of the stream, I wanted to see price trade potentially into this 4-hour gap. Sometimes this is the only benefit of like being a streamer and recording yourself, because you realize some of the stuff you said out loud when you initially sat down at the charts and were doing your analysis, you know, played out, and you kind of realize that during the session playing out, you kind of got a little too caught up in what price was doing, especially on the lower time frames, to kind of blind you from what price actually ended up doing, and then therefore you end up missing out. So that's what happened to me today. I literally said on the stream at the beginning that I would not be surprised at all to see NQ dig up into this 4-hour fair value gap. And I believe I called out like the 700 level or above. And I shit you not, guys. Look at this. We ended up pushing up, mind you, after market close today, and we ended up pretty much tapping almost 700 on the dot. We're like 3 points short of it so far. But yeah, this 4-hour gap was really what I had my eye on initially going into today. But then as price was kind of playing out, right, it dropped back down to the 1 hour. If you guys remember from me doing my analysis in the recap, this 1 hour fair value gap was the reasoning for me wanting to stay short, which it worked out fine. I ended up catching the manipulation leg is all. The only unfortunate part about that is, obviously, as ICT traders, for us to catch the best move, you want to be a part of the distribution after the manipulation. So for me today, I caught the manipulation of this 1 hour wick at 10 a.m. down through to the Asia low. And then I was waiting for price to essentially inverse this 1 hour gap, which is fine. you know, it's waiting for extra confirmation, which is why I ended up kind of missing the best possible. I wasn't even like looking for longs, which is kind of the only issue, right? Like I wasn't even allowing myself the possibility, um, because the best possible long, if I take off some of this junk on my screen here, guys, let's clear this up, right? So looking at this, let's take this off as well. After we took out Asia low, guys, this is how price formed. And this really is like a beautiful unicorn entry right here. Bullish breaker block. Here's a tap into that fair value gap here. So like this would have just been absolutely gorgeous. I know some people on my stream did take this because they were telling me while they were in it that they went long here. So kudos to you guys. I mean, you guys really caught the move of the day, right? You caught the distribution, so it's fantastic. I know if I would have taken this trade, I probably would have only taken it to here. If anything, maybe left a run out of that 4-hour gap, but that would have been about it. That 4-hour gap. Let's see. The beginning of that 4-hour gap was this high here. So if I drop back down, kind of just see where that lines up. So yeah, at the most, I would have been riding it to about right there. Because I would have been very content with that move, if I'm being totally honest. I mean, I would have been content with just this move back to the high of the day at that moment. So, yeah, beautiful long. So I'm a little bit disappointed in that. Like I said, I waited for the 1-hour inversion. So if we go back to the 1-hour inversion here, once we got this 1-hour inversion, which was after the 10 a.m. candle closure. So I was still on stream and was kind of waiting for a setup. After 10 a.m. going into the 11 a.m. candle. But we just really never got it. You guys can see the 11 a.m. candle was a continuation higher. So I had a buy limit set. If you guys were actually on the full stream, I had a buy limit set down in here. If price was to open at 11 a.m., I wanted to see more of a wick down and then retest this change in the state on the 1 hour. That was what I was hoping to see. And then I was going to plan to get long and long into these inefficiencies over here to the left. But price had other ideas, just shallow retracement, and then we just kept moving higher. So then once we traded up into this 1-hour gap here, I canceled my buy limits, and essentially I was looking to flip to go maybe short, and I did, right? So I did end up going short, but I ended up getting stopped out at break even. I was a little bit early. So what I did is on this 5-minute, once we started selling off, I drew up this premium and discount. So I went from the low to the high, and I just wanted to see shorts back down to equilibrium of the range, back down into discount. So that was going to be my target for shorts. We traded up into this 5-minute fair value gap, and then here's where I kind of like just fucked myself and I overmanaged my trade. So I ended up, let me see if I can find it. Let me drop back down to the 1 minute. I ended up going short from this 1 minute gap here. So there's a little 1 minute gap here. If I can get this drawn in correctly, zoom in here for you guys so it's not so small. But yeah, I went short in this 1 minute gap right here after the 5-minute fair value gap tap. We had a little mitigation block right here. My stop loss was above this. So my stop loss was right here, 582.5. Entry from this candle here as we first tapped into this fair value gap from the 5-minute. So I did not want to see a new high, right? I did not want to see this high get taken. I wanted to see this become a protected high as we move back down into discount of the range. And yeah, after we generated this liquidity here and then ran this out here, we had SMT. We had SMT with ES right here. So we formed this SMT, and you guys know how I generally like to operate. I like to, if there's SMT forming against my trade or we're trading into an opposing PD array, I just like to be safe rather than sorry. You know what? Let me remove risk at least. Like I didn't partial or do anything. I just removed risk because of this SMT that got put in. Sure enough, price comes all the way back, stops me at a break even here. And I basically just didn't have the balls to replay the setup. I'm like, fuck, I'm on charts for a while. At this point, we just were sideways, right? And then, of course, we get the sell-off down to equilibrium of the range. And then this is where it gets even more aggravating is I essentially was not paying attention to ES at the same time this afternoon. as NQ, which is my fault, obviously. But we generated these equal lows in here, and I wanted to see price take out these equal lows before looking to get long. And yeah, I didn't realize that we had SMT here with ES. So the manipulation was here, and this was a beautiful long as well. So I missed this move as well. And then once price started getting back into, you know, premium of the range, I just said, all right, guess it's not meant to be for me today. So I didn't get any more trades off. Well, I did get one more trade off. Got out that break even, which I just walked you guys through. But yeah, so that's why I'm a little bit disappointed. Like I said, kind of missed out on the brunt of the movement today. Still content with walking away green, because that morning hour that I was trading right after opening bell, I felt like was a little bit tricky. But, you know, it is what it is, guys. Not going to be too mad about walking away green on the day. Could definitely be a lot worse. But anyway, I just wanted to include this in the video today because I just think it's important to kind of maybe go over some of this stuff and see how things are playing out. Even if you guys didn't catch these moves either, this is still important to see, right? Like see this retracement back down into OTE of this price leg, right? Into this 15-minute bullish unicorn setup here, right? So that's why I was looking for longs from this area. I just wasn't focusing on ES and NQ at the same time. So because of that, I didn't identify the manipulation to figure out when we were ready to actually move higher. So my bad. It is what it is. But hopefully there's still something you guys can take away from the price action today. Overall, it was still pretty clean. That's why I'm a little disappointed in myself, because I feel like I could have taken better advantages. Basically the moral of the story. But hey guys, hit the like button. Appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys on stream tomorrow. I'll talk to you then.